Hey guys, welcome back to Planet J Judah, and today I thought I would go over some of my ideas and maybe ask for a little help and also do a tutorial on my roll that die blanket inspired cardigan that I want to do using the X patterned granny square. So yeah, this was the one that I made a while back, and I haven't made any more in these colors, but all of my squares will be utilizing these colors. I'm not going to do them exactly the same. I figured it would be fun to have them in rotating order because I just do. I really like that. But I did make another one to see if I could do it again by following my written down pattern, and as you can see, it came out really good. It did really come out good. It's still a little wonky compared to this one, but I'm gonna say I'm not too fond of this one, only because I don't like having the turning of work look. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I did want to recreate and see if I could do it and see what a solid color would look like. But we're going to be doing multiple colors, and they are soft white, pumpkin, burgundy, mint, dusty gray, and blue wave. Not in these orders per se, because each one is going to be different, hopefully. And yeah, so let me show you my sketch, and please forgive me, I am not an artist, so this is you've already seen the thumbnail, but this is gonna look really silly, but here we go. This is my idea of the cardigan. I'm gonna do 8 squares front and 8 squares on the back, and I've had already asked how I should do the sleeves, and it was suggested, which was my preference, to do all the colors striped. And so I'm also wanting to do the shoulders as well as the sides. So like right here will also be striped. As you can see, these are my squares. I do have a ribbed border, but I'm thinking about possibly doing a hood, and I'm not sure if I want to do the hood striped or if I want to use the squares to create a hood. So that's one of the things that I do need to have a little help on. And then, so for the back, it's the same thing. And then down the middle of the back, I want to do another thing of striping. So I was thinking maybe 2.5 to 3 inches, probably 3 inches of striping here. And then on my shoulders and my sides, it would be about 8 to 10 inches. I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, that is my idea. And I'm thinking I'm gonna like it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna like it regardless. And as we know, I can get all of these colors at Walmart. So when I run out, I can get new ones or get new skeins. And I'm not too particularly worried about the dye lot. I just want them to be relatively similar in color. Same thing with my roll that die blanket. I'm not too particularly worried about the colors being exactly on point. So it will be a perfectly imperfect cardigan. And yeah, let me know, should I do the hood? And if I should I do it striped, or should I use squares. So I'm thinking I would use 3 squares all connected in a row, and then a 4th square to be like the back part of the hood, and then do a ribbed border for the remaining, you know, like the sides, the open part, and the bottom, like right here, and then obviously the cuffs. And I'm thinking that, granted, it also depends on where my colors end right here, but I'm thinking I want my cuff and the ribbed edge to be in the blue wave color. But there again, it does depend on what I end up landing with at the end for my sleeves, because I would want it to make sense, at least on the on the side, or on the sleeves, that the bottom be, although the back, now that I'm really thinking about it, the back and the sides may not match what the sleeves do. So we'll see. We shall see when we get to that point. And so now I'm going to bring you on down and show you how I am doing the granny square. I don't know if you've seen it. If you have, great. If you haven't, that's fine too. I had learned how to do this square because I found it and thought it was really cool and wanted to make a tissue box cover with it. And the original one was made with my bonbon print yarn, and I didn't like that multicolor scheme in this style, but I do really love changing the colors. So anyways, let me bring you on down and show you how I am doing my squares. All right, so for this square, I am starting with burgundy, and we are going to make a slip knot and then chain 5. If I could get, there we go. We're going to chain 5. Oh, and I just realized I am not letting you know what hook I am using. So if, hopefully you can see that. It's the G7, should be 4.5, is it? Yes, 4.5 millimeter hook. So I have chained my 5, and now we are going to slip stitch into that first chain, creating a ring for the beginning of our first row. And going into the center of the ring, we're going to do a stacked single crochet. I like to say double stacked because it's 2. So we did a single crochet, and then we're going to go into the first loop. I know it's kind of hard to see, so I've turned it around. So the loop away from the hook, we're going to go into that and do a second single crochet, creating our first double crochet. And then we are going to do a double crochet, chain 1, and we're going to continue to do this until we have a total of 8 clusters. Oops. Let go. So I just realized you need to have 2 double crochets and then a chain 1 for each cluster. So that's 2. Get some water. All right, so we should have 8. And let me double check and make sure. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And normally you could just, bleh. You could just slip stitch into the top of your stacked single crochet, but I'm gonna do the invisible join because it makes it easier to add more your next row, and to me it's just a smoother look. And even though technically it's just gonna get covered up at this point, that's what I want to do. So did I do my last single crochet or chain? I don't think I did. So I do need to do a chain. Shouldn't have cut it off. Oh no, that's okay. That is a-okay. All right, now we've got our chain and we can pull it out and get our needle and join or tie on the needle. And then to do the invisible join, we're going to go into the top of our stacked single crochet and go through both loops like that, and then simply go through the top of that chain 1, and there you have it. It's got that invisible join. It's very neat. And now I'm just gonna bring down the rest of my yarn and tie it off, close up this circle a little bit by just pulling on it and knot the 2 together and get ready to start my second row. I'll be right back. All right, and so your first round should look like this. I know I'm a little wonky, but that's okay. It'll turn out to be fine. And I do apologize. I forgot to let you know that in doing a singular color, you would definitely just slip stitch into the top of that stacked single crochet, turn your work, and then immediately go into a chain 1 space with another stacked single crochet. But we are going to be adding a new color, so we're gonna, in any one of the chain 1 spaces, we're gonna go ahead and add. Obviously you want it to be facing you the correct way, so what you're gonna see is the back side or the wrong side. So because I want all of the correct rows to be facing me. Gosh, I haven't done an actual tutorial in a while, but let's go ahead and get our next color and get started on our second row. All right, so for my second row, I am using dusty gray. Good night. My goodness, I keep feeling something, and it's probably just my hair. So we're gonna slip stitch, do a slip knot and put it on our hook. Then, like I said, we are going to go into any one of the single chain 1 spaces, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this one, and we're gonna do our stacked single crochet to join. So there again, I did my single crochet, and then I'm going to go into the front bar furthest away from my hook, creating that second single crochet on top of the first one, and then we are going to do a double crochet and chain 1. So this is going to be the start of our first corner. This is the second half of the first corner. So every other, at this point, chain one spot, we will be doing a corner. So right now I'm going to be doing the first chain one spot that is not a corner. And if I can figure it out, let's see, there we go. That seems a bit far, but okay. So now we're going to do a double crochet and a second double crochet. Oops. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while. So our second double crochet, and then we will chain one. So on our next chain one space, we are going to do a double crochet, chain two, because this is the start of our first full corner, and then 2 more double crochets and a chain one. And now in the next chain one space, we are going to do 1 cluster, so 2 double crochet and a chain one. Then in the next one, it will be another corner, so we will do 2 clusters, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochet, chain 1. Oops. And then in the next one, we will do 2 double crochet and chain 1. Now we should have 2 chain 1 spaces left. This next one being a corner, so we will do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 1. Now our last 2 double crochet, chain 1. And now we need to finish the corner that we started. So we're going to do 2 double crochet into the same chain 1 space as we started. Chain 2, and then we are going to do the invisible seam and close up this round. I will be right back when I get started on round 3. All right, so here is round 2 completely finished, ends woven in, and we are going to get ready and get started on round 3. Now we are going to be working in the corners of each, or starting in the corners of each round. So I'm going to use mint for this next round. Of course, we start with a slip knot. Put it on our hook, join, whoops. There we go. Join in a corner. It doesn't matter which one. And we're going to start our next round. So we're starting our next half corner with a stacked single crochet. Again, that is stacking 1 crochet on top of another to create our first double crochet. Then we are going to do a double crochet and a chain 1. So now this is where things get a little different. We are going to do 2 double crochet in the first chain 1 space. And instead of doing a chain 1 after, we're going to immediately start doing double crochets into each stitch here. So it's 2 stitches because we did 2 double crochets here, so we need to do a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 double crochet into that chain 1 space, followed by a chain 1. And now in the corner, we're going to do our corner clusters, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And of course, chain 1. And now we repeat the same steps until we go all the way back around. So 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space that is next. Double crochet into each stitch after. So we've got 1, and then 2, then 2 double crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1. Now we're back at the corner, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, chain 1. And we just keep repeating the same process until we get back to the beginning. Now that we are back at the beginning, we are going to do our 2 double crochet in the chain 1 and then chain 1, and now we need to finish off that corner. So we need to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then join the 2 ends together. And again, that is simply, you can simply do a slip stitch, but again, I am doing the invisible join, so I cut off my tail and I'm pulling the yarn through, and then I'm going to add my needle. And then in the top of our first stacked single crochet, which is our double crochet, we are going to go through the top loops and then go through that first chain 1 and come down and close off, creating a seamless, relatively seamless look. So I will finish this up and come back when I start row 4. All right, and so we have the 3rd row done. This is where we started and ended. I'm gonna go ahead and go start on the opposite side because you can tell, and I don't know, I just kind of want to balance it out. And did I say that this was minty? I don't remember if I said this was minty, but there you go. For our next row, we are going to be using soft white, and of course I've already got my slip knot started, and we're going to just put it on the hook. And now we are going to join in the corner again and continue to do the same thing, each row just getting longer or larger by 4 double crochets. So we do our stacked single crochet and then a double crochet, and then our chain 1, and then in that first chain 1 space we do 2 double crochet, and that's where we increase our row. And then now we have a lot more row or stitches to go through, so we have 6, and we just go through each stitch with a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. And then in the chain 1 space we will do 2 double crochets, finishing off our increase for this side of the work, and chain 1, and we are now in the corner, and we do our corner cluster, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then chain 1, and then we will repeat the process all the way around till we go back to the beginning. Always make sure that you get that first double crochet and don't skip it, because it can get hidden behind the 2 double crochets that you just did. All right, here is round 4 complete. I'm gonna go ahead and work up rounds 5 and 6. I'm gonna start with blue wave and then finish off with pumpkin, and I will be right back. Well, you'll watch me, but I'm not gonna really say anything. So anyways, we're gonna be increasing each row by 4, or each round side by 4, and then repeating the process over and over. So there. Now to start round 5. here is our completed square, and I'm actually very satisfied with it. I think it came out really pretty. I'm really liking it, and here's the first square. And I have decided that I'm going to, because there's 6 rows, I don't want to make the squares any bigger by adding a border row. I'm going to be doing the mattress stitch. Of course, I have to learn how to do that to join them together, but I really love this. I think it is so pretty. I love these colors together. This has become my second favorite project, and my first being the actual roll that die blanket using these same colors. I love the colors together. So yeah, there you go. Here is today's square, and yes, it is a little wonky, but nothing a little bit of blocking won't help or fix. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this solid one. It's okay. It did come out okay. It is pretty. I don't prefer a single color square of this pattern. I don't know why. I like it. I like this. I really like this. I think I see the X better, and that's probably why, because that's the whole reason why I had gotten or started doing this pattern, was to see the X. And you see it, but you don't see it quite as clearly as you do with these. So anyways, if I can make it make sense, I will definitely put my pattern of this square, this X square, in the description box below. Hopefully it does make sense. And I do apologize. It has been a really long time since I've actually sat down and done an actual tutorial. So I hope I made sense. If I didn't, I apologize. But yeah, I will continue to be making all of my squares, at least 16 in total, unless I do decide to make my hood using these squares. Then I will be doing 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. A total of 20 squares. And we'll play it by ear, see what happens. That is also the other question, should I do a hood or not? And well, I don't know, what do you think of my pattern for this cardigan that I will hopefully be wearing someday? So there you go. There's the front, and here is the back, minus the hood, of course, because I hadn't put the hood on. And I still can't figure out if I want to do the hood striped or with the actual squares. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would love it if you would hit the like button. And if you'd like to be notified of any and all future uploads, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to click all on the notification bell. And with that, remember, gravity works, guys.